to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey everybody, this is your boys over at Daycare Podcast. It is me, Mr. Nipples, and Nick, and we have our guest Gary Pulis, who is going to be telling his story tonight. So, Gary, if you want to take it away, it's all yours.
Thanks, guys. Uh, I don't know how many people even know where this place is called Anahuac Atoll. It's in the Marshall Islands. It's approximately 2,300 miles southwest of Hawaii, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. From the 40s until 46 to 62, there were a bunch of nuclear detonations on those islands. In 1977, the government decided it was time to clean up the islands and give it back to the native people. So from 77 to 80, we were doing 679 days. So 1 day short of 6 months, so it doesn't show up on our DD-214s. Going over there to clean up the radioactive debris. Some of the more serious elements we were exposed to was plutonium-237, cesium-133, cesium-137, beryllium, and uranium. Sorry about that. That's one of the results of my exposure, this constant coughing.
Oh, it's no problem at all. You can take your time.
Gary, 95% of our listeners are veterans or people that are, no veterans, and we all understand. We get it.
All right. There was approximately 8,300 of us sent over there on these 179-day tours over a 3-year period from 77 to 80. Of those 8,300, we have only found, give or take, 300 survivors. I think we're just below 300 right now because we just lost a couple of more to cancers that would have been considered presumed if we were over there during the tests. The veterans that were over there during the tests are considered atomic veterans, and a lot of the cancers they're getting are presumed cancers, presumed to be caused by their exposure. Because we're over there doing the cleanup, less than 30 years after the test, and some of these elements have a half-life of thousands of years. They're telling us that we can't possibly get this cancer from our exposure because we weren't exposed to anything dangerous, which, it's horseshit. How can you be over there the day the bomb goes off and you're exposed to, say, plutonium-237, which has a half-life of, I think it's 2,500 years before it's safe. And we're over there 30 years later cleaning it up, and yet they're telling us it's safe and we're in no danger. That's a bunch of crap, if you ask me. Now, we have gotten the backing of the VFW, the American Legion, and the National Association of Atomic Veterans are helping us to push a bill through the House of Representatives, which is H.R. 1377, and the bill through the Senate, which is S555. These bills will add the cleanup vets to the definition of atomic veteran and make our cancers presumed to be from our exposure. This is the third Congress that we've introduced these bills to. So I would like your listeners to please call their U.S. representative and ask them to pass H.R. 1377 and call their U.S. senator and ask them to pass S555. Like I said, the VFW and the American Legion both are behind us 100%. I'd like to, just a second.
Well, you guys, we need you to reach out to your reps and make some phone calls. Talk to the other vets you know that haven't listened to the show, and just pass on the word. These guys need us.
And I'll be sure to put that information in the comments as well. So if anyone didn't catch it, it'll be down there at the end of the show.
And Scott will be posting that on our other platforms here probably tomorrow. So
I served over there from April of 79 to October of 79. When I first got there, you get hazed a little bit when you get to a new duty station, no matter what it is, where it is. At least in my day, they allowed hazing.
Oh, it still happens.
Oh
yeah.
It does. And this one short timer, his nickname was Ballbuster, the Brooklyn Ballbuster. Kind of took me under his wing and kind of showed me the ropes over there. Well, but about 30 years after I was over there, I finally joined Facebook and was looking around and just happened to type in we talk, and who should come up but the Brooklyn Ballbuster. So we got chatting with each other, and we found another guy who was on the main island, one of the guys stationed on the actual island of Enuitak. And the three of us started talking about our health issues. And we started getting a lot of questions that we weren't prepared to answer on our public pages. So we created a closed group for us survivors. And I was just getting to know Richard again. Richard Maskelin is a Brooklyn Ballbuster. He lived in New York. And he actually died of cancer probably about 6 or 7 months after we got reacquainted. And most recently, we've had a bunch of guys that died in between Richard and Paul Laird the second. Yeah, Paul Laird the second. He's the one who just most recently passed away. He had 7 different kinds of cancer. All would have been presumed had we been atomic veterans, but since we weren't, his wife is now stuck with all these medical bills for treating the cancer for all these years. And his final days, which I'm sure were on hospice care, was even more expensive than some of the treatments he went through. So it's kind of hard when you wake up in the morning and you find out another brother has died from something we should be getting covered for.
Yeah, they've definitely done you boys wrong.
But it wasn't all bad over there. This scuba diving was excellent. I mean, I have never seen such brilliant colors, such vibrant colors as when you're diving on the reef. And the water was so crystal clear, you could see 80 feet down. It looked like you could just reach out and touch the bottom. It was so clear. But that's about it for the good times.
I don't remember, Gary, how you and I ended up getting connected on Facebook, but somehow I ended up over on the page there, and you and I got talking.
Yeah, I think you saw something I had posted about Enewetak, and you kind of messaged me and asked me some questions about it, and we just have gone from there. Became friends on Facebook and went forward. This is
a project.
This is about the third or fourth time that we've tried to get somebody on. Paul was such well-spoken about, and we talking about his cancers. I really wanted him to do something, but then he went downhill so quickly that we just couldn't get on.
We actually talked about that last week.
Yeah, we mentioned that on the podcast.
Oh, cool. And me with this damn coughing, I really didn't want to do the program because of my coughing, because I know how interruptive it can be when you try to carry on a conversation.
Oh, it's completely
here's the
fine.
thing,
Everyone
Gary.
understands.
Most of us, if we don't got crap in our lungs, we got crap somewhere else in our body that causes us either gimp or move slow, or we understand. We've all had our lives are just a little bit different from what they used to be. We get it. So none of us are judging. I promise you.
Oh, I didn't.
All right. But as far as we've had some other people, that were worried about being judged. I didn't know if that was your concern.
Yeah,
but
it kind of is a little bit, because hell, every 3 words or so, it seems like I'm coughing.
We're just glad to have you here because your story needs to get out. And if we can get you on here telling your story, maybe we can get some other guys on to tell their story.
Yeah, we like to help out the community as much as possible.
What's that?
Said we'd like to help out the community as much as possible.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys contacting me to get me on.
There's just so many vets out there that haven't had the stories told.
Yeah, and we're not. The Enewetak vets aren't the only ones that haven't had their stories told. I mean, all the guys that were over in the Mideast, they're all exposed to depleted uranium.
Yeah.
Which is just as bad as the shit we're exposed to.
Yeah, the people in the tanks were definitely exposed to that since they were sitting like in a box with depleted uranium all day.
Right.
I have a good friend, Staff Sergeant Mann. He was FDC, not direct combat arms. Well, he wasn't supposed to be, but he was because, Iraq screwed up. But this man, great guy. About 3-4 years ago, he went from being a healthy man that could get a perfect score on the PT test to having cancer in every lymph node in his body and passing away from it in 6 months.
Yeah.
And the VA and the Army said, well, it's not our fault.
Well, see, the VA won't treat us as atomic vet, but the VA can only do what Congress allows them to do.
Exactly.
So our fight right now is with Congress trying to get them to pass these two bills, which are worded exactly the same, and they're one friggin' sentence. One sentence that adds us to the definition of atomic vector.
It needs to
And
happen.
you're going to tell me all of Congress, the House and the Senate both together can't agree on one friggin' sentence?
Gary, I don't know if you know this. Can I tell you something? There is a way around.
Yeah.
There's a way around this. If you guys can get every governor, the governor of all 50 states, to sign a bill, you can get it put into laws just as well. You need 3/4 of the governors. 3/4 of the governors to sign a bill. The same thing. And Congress has to recognize it as law. Our founding fathers put that clause into the.
Then we're carrying on. We'd be carrying on close to 50 battles, the same as the battle we're fighting in Congress right now, only on the state level.
That's true, but if we can get guys, I'm putting this out to you guys, to our fellow veterans, if we can get you guys involved to reach out to your local governor and just see if they're willing to sign this so that these gentlemen can get recognized and get the help they need. If they can pledge their help, if we can get 3/4 of these governors, who the governors are more creative, they care about the people. That's their job. If these governors and sign this, these guys can get the health care they need. And it's not even a big tax on the system. There's 300 of them left. Let's get these guys the help they need. And let's do the right thing. And do what needs to be done. Reach out to your governors. See if they'll pledge to sign it. If we can get the governors to sign it, we can bypass Congress and save these men a lot of trouble and a lot of hardship.
Yeah, it's something I did not know.
It's Article 5 of the Constitution. It applies to both creating law and to make an amendment to the Constitution. Our founding fathers were very smart men. It's Article 5. I don't remember which subsection it's in, but it's in Article 5.
I'll have to check it out.
I'll find it for you later and send it to you, Gary, if you'd like.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Sorry to get off point there, but if we can get these guys, I know vets like to help out vets, and that's one thing that we can get done here.
Well, it's
reach out to your local congressman and governor, and House representative, pretty much any of them, to try to help these men.
Heck, if we can get enough mayors calling the governors will fold and give in to the mayors. Call your mayor. Call anybody. It don't matter. Pressure's all it takes. We got IAVA to shut down Congress for 2 weeks one day just by faxing them and giving them phone calls. We can make this happen.
well, that would be nice if it could happen. Not so much for me because I don't have any of the cancers that would be covered. I don't have any cancer at all, thank God. But so many of the brothers that are left, the few that are left, do have some form of cancer that would be covered. And I'm not saying there's only 300 survivors. That's all we have found in the 4 years we've been searching.
When you search for so long and you only come up with so many numbers, that gives you, at least a rough estimate of what's left.
Right. Exactly. And we've discovered so many that have passed away. we're all pretty much starting to believe that we're the last 290, 300 left.
Yeah. And if any of your fellow brothers, would like to come in and give their experiences. I saw some pictures of you guys playing volleyball in the same sand, the same place you were cleaning up, and I was like,
yeah. Well, the island they had us on was named Lodowa. During the 40s, they were doing tests on that island, doing atomic detonations. And all they did to make the hooches there was take the sand that was contaminated, mix it into the concrete, pour the slabs, and put what the hell are they called? Those half-round buildings that the Marines are so famous for using.
oh.
But,
Hey, Lil, if you're
about,
listening, yeah. Hey, Lilith, if you're listening, shoot Mr. Nipples a message and let him know what those things are. Lilith is our Marine. She's a jarhead. So if she's listening in, she'll shoot him a message. We've actually got one member from each of the 5 branches, including the Ghost Guard, on our crew, so that we can. Yeah. The only senior enlisted we have is actually the Coast Guard.
Quonset hut.
Kwanzaa. Yep, that's what it was.
I knew this old brain would work if I tried hard enough.
Yeah, I was that last episode we were letting guys know some of the stuff that was going on with you guys before you came on. And I told them about how you guys were playing volleyball on the very sand and the very island that you were there to clean up.
Oh yeah, we played baseball too. Every island over there was contaminated. So no matter where you went or what you did, you're being exposed 24/7. Now the government tried telling us that our exposure was no worse than that of an X-ray. But who the hell gets an X-ray 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 179 days in a row?
Yeah, when you get X-rayed that much, it kind of starts to add up.
Yeah, it does.
You want to know something? The gentleman the professor that discovered the X-ray died of radiation poisoning about 7 years after discovering the X-ray, and he only worked with the project for 5 years.
Yeah. People don't realize how dangerous this shit is. I mean, since I've been over there, I've turned so anti-nuke, it's unbelievable.
There's no reason for the nuke when we have things like the hydrogen bomb. I know it's a horrible weapon, but it's much better.
Doesn't leave a radioactive fallout.
Yep.
The first hydrogen bomb was detonated on Eniwetok Atoll.
Oh my goodness.
It took a 5-acre island and turned it into a 5-acre hole on the reef.
Holy smokes.
It completely evaporated an entire 5-acre island. And that was their first small test.
Yeah. The only upside to them is they don't leave any fallout. That's the biggest upside to the hydrogen bomb is there's no fallout. It's self-containing, self-eliminating. But I'm not saying it's a wonderful weapon. I'm just saying that's the upside to it.
It's
completely efficient. Yes, and it's completely efficient. It wipes out everything that is organic. If it's living organic matter, it is completely wiped off the face of the earth.
Yeah. We've got an author involved in our group who has written 2 books on us. They're both available on Amazon if I can give them a plug.
Yeah, please.
The first one is From Service to Sacrifice. And the second one is From Cleanup to Cover Up. And they're both available on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, I believe the shipping is free. But don't hold me to that.
Yeah, we won't. They rotate their stock so often, what's free and what's not, you never know.
Yeah. When you have Amazon Prime, I'm pretty sure you get free shipping on everything. So,
well, only if it's Prime, but they like to rotate what qualifies for Prime shipping. That way, you never know what is, and make sure you go searching what they have in stock. It's a marketing thing. I know a few guys that actually listen to the show. One Scout, he's going to be enlisting here soon. And every book he can find that involves the military, this young man just absorbs it and reads everything he can. So I'm sure he'll be picking those up soon enough.
These are really investigative books. These are more of the veterans' own stories of what they went through on Nanawita.
Oh, those are the best ones.
And yeah, some are pretty simple and short. Others go to some length in explaining, because we had some guys that were like me, just heavy equipment operators, and had no idea what we're being voluntold to do. And other guys were radiation guys that knew about this shit and were sent over there.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So, when they send you guys over there, did they even mention how dangerous it was, or did they just completely say it was just like the X-rays, or did like anyone even know how dangerous it was at the time?
Well, we were told it was less dangerous than background radiation in New York City or in Colorado. I can't think of the name of the city.
Denver?
Oh, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
And that's nothing but horse shit.
Yeah, that's just...
The only problem is you find out that it's horse shit after you've already been over there and been exposed.
So did they give you guys any like hazmat suits or anything to wear, or were you just in...
Starts laughing. Yeah, I'll take that as a no.
I had to ask.
See official government. If you see official government pictures from over there, you will see guys wearing yellow banana suits. They're, well, we call them banana suits. They're yellow suits that protect you from the radiation.
Yeah.
But in reality, we couldn't even get a paper dust mask.
Wow.
If somebody complained about how much dust they were being exposed to, a lot of times the only answer an NCO had was go wet your t-shirt and breathe through that.
Holy crap.
It's not the NCO's fault. It's our lack of material to protect us over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big government issue right there.
Yeah.
Lilith actually wanted to know that answer. She had asked us to ask you that while she was on the show last weekend. So.
Yeah,
because we were wondering. Good.
You were wondering what?
We were wondering if they had given you some kind of suits and they were just subpar, or if they just basically went, just threw you out in the middle of it all and had you go at it. We didn't know how bad they screwed you guys over. We knew that you guys had been bent over backwards, but we didn't know how bad.
Yeah. Pretty bad. They didn't even give us a reach around.
Eesh. So what were you operating over there then? Like a...
I operated a D8 dozer and a Michigan 5-yard loader.
Okay. So moving topsoil.
Yeah. And
Okay.
never failed, no matter which way you're pushing the sand, you're sitting on the equipment downwind to whichever direction you're pushing in. So you ended up getting all the dust in your face. There were times I got off the equipment and the only thing you could see on my face was my eyeballs and my teeth.
Yeah, good grief.
So what were they using to clean up the soil and everything over there?
What was what?
What were they using to clean over there? Like, were they cleaning up the soil? Like, how were they doing that? Like, what do they have you guys doing?
Removing the top 6 inches of soil or sand and calling the islands clean.
So they were just loading it on ships and shipping it out then?
Yeah, they were shipping it down to the island to run it, which was on the southeastern part of the atoll.
Good grief.
And they had a massive crater there from one of the detonations that they filled up with all the sand and metal, actual chunks of plutonium they had on the islands.
Wow,
And they buried it under.
They still had active chunks of plutonium. That's great.
Yeah. And the guys who were picking them up were picking them up with their bare hands because they didn't have any protection.
Doesn't that stuff burn you? Doesn't it burn on contact?
Not that I'm aware of. It might, but not that I'm aware of.
Oh, good grief. Because, like, sodium is a radioactive metal, right? And sodium actually can burn you when you hold it. So I figured, something that's more radioactive than sodium would burn you if you held it. So but
I just know what the guys have told me that have actually did that part of the cleanup. I was lucky. I was on a piece of equipment all the time.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt it. It's crazy. I can't even wrap my head around this.
You know what just came to me? One of the things we used to find on the island quite a bit was little pieces of glass. And they were actually from the bombs going off, and how hot it got there would actually melt the sand into a crude form of glass.
Oh, wow. So
you
like,
really
you guys were floating... You're finding like radioactive glass.
Yeah.
Wow.
The nukes literally turned it into glass. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not.
It's not like window glass that we have over here that's refined. It was a very crude form of glass.
Well, yeah, but that's just
But
wow.
still, getting that hot.
Oh, that just blows the mind because, like, the only other thing that I know that can do that is lightning. That literally hits the temperature of the surface of the sun. That's just insane.
Well, guys that were over there during the test have told us that they were sitting out in the middle of the lagoon on ships, facing away from the blast, with their eyes over their hand or their hands over their eyes, and the flash was so brilliant that they could actually see the bones and veins in their fingers through their closed eyes.
I actually had a gentleman that I was going to get on the show, and he was actually on one of the boats out in the water. He lived about 4 houses down from me.
Yeah, I know the.
He was there.
Well, you should get them on.
Well, I wanted to, but he didn't make it.
See, that
was
was going to be my point before he passed away. I wanted to get his story.
His skin kept peeling off, and it just kept happening on a regular basis. His skin just kept pulling off all over his body. It just kept, and he got a massive infection about a week ago, and they couldn't save him.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, his wife said he was ready. He was tired of the pain. And you know what? I don't blame them. I don't blame him. I don't. I can only imagine the pain of having your skin just fall off your body. But he told me some stories.
Yeah. I have blisters that form all over my body on a regular basis.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man.
Dermatologist doesn't know what it's from, or they won't admit that it's from radiation. But I didn't start getting them until after about 6 months after I got off of the island. And here it is 40 years later, and I'm still getting them.
Yeah, well, that stuff just doesn't. You can take iodine the rest of your life, and you wouldn't take enough iodine to get rid of that.
So has the VA and pretty much the government just pretty much dispelled anything you guys have brought up about it?
Yep.
So they've provided no care at all.
What I found very interesting, I live in Indiana, around Fort Wayne, Indiana, and the VA here in Fort Wayne sent me up to the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor because of my cough. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with why I was coughing.
Yeah.
And the doctor that saw me at the University of Michigan says, "Oh, you sound just like an atomic vet when I was coming down the hall, but you're too young to be an atomic vet." And that kind of blew me away. Is the vets that were there during the test some of them had the same cough I have, and yet they get the benefit that goes with it and the treatment that goes with it, and I'm stuck out here in the fucking cold.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at the vets. I mean, more power to them because they're getting what they need.
Well, yeah, you can't be, it's the politicians that like to screw people over.
Yeah. I think they ought to hold a special luncheon for both houses of Congress over on Eniwetok.
Tell them to sign the bill and they got lunch. That'll take 30
During
seconds.
the
They'll sign that
storm.
bill in a heartbeat. Or just tell them to sign the bill, or all the fish, all the food that'll be served at the cafeteria for that week will come from the islands.
Well, that's one of the things we did. We would fish while we were over there, and we had civilian cooks that were Samoan, and they knew how to cook anything that came out of the water. I got to eat sea urchin, shark, all these little kinds of fish that I don't even know the names of. And I got to try all that different kind of stuff. And when you get back to the world, they tell you, oh, you shouldn't have eaten any of the sea life over there because it might be radioactive too.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Don't
that's
you
still
think you would
affecting it.
say something before we went over?
Sounds like they left out a
Tell us
lot.
Yeah. I honestly don't think they really knew what they were doing when they sent us over to clean it up. And
Yeah.
they still don't know what to do with radiation even today.
They don't.
I mean, yeah,
They stored in salt mines out in Nevada and God knows where else.
they're still trying to just get rid of depleted uranium. That and now the effects of us firing all the depleted uranium over in the Middle East has left some irradiated water tables over there as well, unfortunately.
Well, the first Gulf War left it in the sand, so everybody that went over there this time around got it in their lungs from the sand, and now we shot so much more that it's in the water tables. It's ridiculous. It's yeah.
Well, in some ways, the guys that were exposed to depleted uranium are worse off than us. Because when a round goes off with the depleted uranium, it breaks into a bunch of little small pieces, microscopic pieces. And those
It turns into dust.
actually give off more radiation than if they were all in one piece. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys.
Oh, it does. It does. It's surface area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The more surface area is, the more
surface area broken up as a whole.
Yeah. We shot off literally millions of DU rounds over there. It's ridiculous the number of rounds that were fired. And between the two wars, the first war just put a bunch, in the ground and stuff, and the second war just holy crap. There's so much over there now. It's the water's screwed.
Yeah. It's
And then not to mention all the radioactive materials that were in the stuff that we were burning in the burn pits.
right.
That's a whole nother class of disabled veteran we're gonna have to get on, because they're still fucked up over that.
Well, they keep saying, "Oh, you guys burn stuff in the burn pits. There's nothing wrong with you. Yeah, there's no big deal. You burn stuff. What'd you do?"
Yeah, I got a
And I
friend
was
of
saying,
mine. A friend
was
of
it
mine
Gary?
was just up the state line in Ohio who's got issues from being around the burn pits.
Yeah.
Him and I compare notes on how bad our breathing is. That's the height of our discussion. But the guys that were exposed to depleted uranium rounds, I believe that they're eligible to join the National Association of Atomic Veterans now.
All right. Well, that they should. If you're listening and you're infantry or tanker and you got exposed, reach out, check out it. Check out because those guys they'll help fight for you. There's stuff they know benefits that you're entitled to.
Their website is naav.org.
It's they know resources you can reach out to and things that you're entitled to that the VA will never tell you about. So,
right.
Thank you, Gary. That's a resource that I'm sure some of these guys need.
Yeah. And when you get into the NAAV, you hook up with guys that were either exposed during the detonation or on subs that were exposed. Those of us that were in the cleanup, a lot of us are life members. And you get to find out you're not the only one that's getting fucked. And
Gary,
go
ahead.
It doesn't make it better, but at least you don't feel like you're out there alone being left hung out to dry.
I have a question for you. Staff Sergeant Man, his wife has been left out, she's been screwed over, because they're like, well, he doesn't qualify for life insurance because, non-service connected. So her and their 3 kids have just been, there's the 2 kids, have just been, left high and dry. And, no, you're stuck with me, Nipples. They just got a new pup, so you got to hype Mike. You got to hit that mute button.
Oh, it was muted.
No, it wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, but yeah.
That's wild.
That's why I sent you a message earlier.
Oh damn! I had it muted.
Is there any way that if his wife has the results from his cancer, what his cancer was, if she reaches out to you guys, is there any way that they might know whether or not it was caused by the radiation?
She should reach out to the National Association of Atomic Vets.
All right, I will pass it on to Mrs. Mann because Georgina deserves answers because
you've got my phone. You've got my phone number, so if she wants to talk to me, you can give her my number.
All right, she's good people. She's just been screwed over really bad by the system.
Yeah, well, most widows have been.
Yeah. Mrs. Tran, she got, yeah. As far as getting screwed over, his husband died in combat, so they're better off. But not that I'm saying dying in combat's the way to go, but at least they didn't get the life insurance.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that's the only upside to that one. But yeah, we've got there's a lot of vets out there, a lot of widows out there right now with the young generation where they're being. These widows, there's a lot of young widows right now because their husbands are dying of these cancers like you guys from the islands, and we're talking young guys, and it's ridiculous. And thanks to you, now some of these widows might be able to reach out and get some answers because there's no reason 35-year-old men are dying from cancer.
Yeah, and the NAAV doesn't require you to join to get your information.
Okay.
They'll freely give you the.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We that's information that's information that these people could have got their whole life and not found. So for that, we thank you. If you can reach out to some of the other guys that you served with, or whether they write their stories down, or if they want to come on and share them, like any experiences or, just anything, we'd love to have them on. Or if you know any Vietnam vets that want to come on and talk, or anybody, just spread the word. Anybody, whether they want to laugh, cry, or share about a fallen brother, we just want the guys on. But we're running right on that hour mark, so we gotta. If you're up, if you want to keep talking, we can keep going, Gary, or we can sign off. It's up to you. Did I lose myself, or you're? Jordan, you there?
Yeah, it looked like the call dropped for him.
Okay. Well, I guess we are going to sign off.
Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and sign off since the call's messing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, the call's out there. Anyone, if you want to come on, laugh, cry, or just need to talk things out, or whatever, we will listen. We want to hear the stories. The point of the show is so that our stories don't die. There's too many veterans out there that got great stories like Gary's, and too many life experiences that are just, when we pass away, generations aren't going to know about them. And whether we get 1 million viewers, listeners, or we only get 15, somebody's going to hear the story, and the story's not going to die. And that's the whole purpose here.
Yeah.
So, once again, reach out, talk to your friends. We lost 22 more today.
Yeah, we actually had one of our senior chief's friends actually decided to use the bullet instead of reaching out for help today. So make sure you there are plenty more options out there for help other than turning to a bullet. So please reach out and get the help you need.
We yeah, there's 6 of us on the crew. If you need to reach out and chat with one of us, you can do it. If there's always somebody. If nothing else, just reach out to one of us, and we'll do what we can. There's always somebody, and a great resource is Mission Zero. Mission Zero Actual is what I believe the name is. They've got amazing resources you can turn to if you don't know where to turn. I know a lot of people don't trust the VA, and they know where to find some other resources. Another one is I Got Your Six, and American, what's Joy Blackman's group? I do not remember. But that's another gentleman I need to get on here at some point. Is there anything else, Mr. Nichols?
No, I think that pretty much wraps it up.
All right. Well, we will talk to you again, I believe, next week. And next week, I think our guest is the infamous Navy spouse. The Navy spouse guy. The Navy spouse guy.
I'm excited.
We stand behind the Navy spouse guy. He just got muted on several groups because he caused some butt hurt. And we stand behind him 100%.
We stand behind him, and we are honored to have him on the podcast and salute him.
We don't
for his
stand too close behind him because he is Navy, but He took the oath, so he is still Navy. But he did. He took the spousal oath. He took
the spouse oath.
Yep. So yes, we look forward to having him on next week. Yes, respect his rank. All right, we'll see you next week, fuckers, and look forward to entertaining you again. Have a good one.
Have a good one.